Hello, Cremas. Welcome to episode 16 of Lolo Worldwide, the official podcast of Crema Tribune. And here I'll be talking about the roster changes that's been going on in Universitario and what they should do next. So, as of many fans know already, some releases has been made. Starting with the defense, the center backs has been completely cleared out. First with Federico Alonso, who is now gonna leave the team and he will not occupy a foreign slot since he'll be leaving, and he's from Uruguay, so that will leave a foreign spot open. And number 2 is Lino Quina. He will be leaving also, and that's our both center backs for the team. And next will be from the bench in one of our substitutions, Guillermo Larios, who hasn't played much in many games this whole season. He'll be leaving. He'll be going to Alianza Atlético Suyana, and the fourth player that's been already declared to leave just recently is Alberto Chiquitin Quintero, and he's likely going to sign with Cienciano. And other players, I believe that's all it. There's some speculation about Urruti. Urruti's contract's also expiring at the end of the year, December 31st, and there's been speculation that despite of him being going to be nationalized as Peruvian since he's from Uruguay, we don't know if he'll stay as the Universitario or not, even if he's after being nationalized. So that's the questions for Universitario. So there's speculations whether he'll stay or not. And if you ask me about my opinion on that, I would say it's I'm 50-50 on that, because yeah, he does take up a foreign spot since he's from Uruguay, and if he gets nationalized, the upside is that that'll leave a foreign spot open. The downside about Urruti is that he's always been injured. He's missed pretty much several months of the season due to injury, and it's nothing new. In 2021, he also missed like a month or two of injury, and that needs to be changed. And also, there's speculation about Hernan Novik. He has been also, despite having a contract going through 2023, there's some speculation whether the team would release him at the end of this year too, before 2023 season begins. So that's another. To be honest, I would say the U should keep him on this season just to finish out his contract, because yeah, for first reason, to finish up his contract, that's an obligation for both sides to do. And number 2, he does make a good impact on the team. Yeah, he's been also missing on a lot of games, and he had that problem with I think it was Gutierrez or the other manager that was after Gutierrez that he had a problem with. He missed a lot of games for that, but ever since Cobagnucci arrived, he has been making some appearances, and it's been positive. And I think that the more he can play under Cogmagnucci, the more he will be improved. And I think that he should stay and finish his 2023 contract. So he'll be the only foreign player to stay, because the other 4, which Chiquitin gone, Urruti might be gone or stay, but as a Peruvian player, and also with Alonso gone, it'll leave with just one more foreign spot, which would be Claudio Jacob. Well, Claudio Jacob, he has been extremely disappointing to the team ever since he arrived, because number 1, when he does play, he doesn't even do anything, and number 2, he's barely used. So why, especially that like the last 3 to 4 games, 4 to 5 games that Cobagnucci has managed, he doesn't even use Jacob, not even as a substitute. So why keep him? In my opinion, I would cut him if I was the management, and I would just leave four foreign players slots open, and we should use find good players on those four spots. Copagnucci could use maybe at least a couple Argentinian players who are pretty good to play, or from Uruguay or from other countries. We just need to expand on finding good players and become a good team. I do know that for the players that are staying, we already know that I think Guivin is gonna stay, and Guivin has been making Jordan Guivin has been making a positive improvement in the midfield area. Jose Murugaro is also going to stay, so that's good news for the U, since he's also been a good, impactful player. And Alexander Sukar. So my take on Sukar is that he's been improving a lot too, but he's been having sometimes he will just come up short on many chances. Not like Valero, who's always consistently a good sharp shooter on as a forward. But Sukar has been inconsistent, but at the same time, he's been able to step up ever since he got that responsibility as the main forward. So since he's gonna stay for another 2 seasons, I would say that the U should either make him as a backup forward, or maybe share a good forward position with someone else that we could sign as a foreign player. So we got a lot of time for that. We have up till early January. We're on November 10th as making this video, and we have to the end of December, right before Noche Crema, which will be on January the 7th. And that's about it. So really, that's the news on the current released players from Universitario and some of the few players that have agreed to stay. And comment below if what are your thoughts about the departures of Chiquitin, departures of Alonso, Quina, and Larios, and yes, and also I almost forgot. Also, the player that's also left is Rodrigo Vilca. Rodrigo Vilca, who came as a loan from Newcastle United, also barely contributed to anything from 2022, and I think that's a good choice for the team to loan him back to Newcastle. So so share your thoughts about the players that are leaving the team, such as Quina, Alonso, the two center backs, and winger Chiquitin Quintero, midfielders Larios and Vilca. So I do like that they're all leaving, and the players that are staying, such as Sukar, Murugara, and Guivin, as well as the players that are kind of on the brink of leaving or staying, such as Urruti and Novik. So share your thoughts in the comments below. And some other news: many teams have announced their World Cup rosters. That will be a discussion. A World Cup prediction video will be separate, which will also be released separately next week. And so that's for episode 16 of Lolo Worldwide, the official podcast of Crema Tribune. And next episode, discuss about more Universitario news, if there's any more updates regarding players leaving or staying, as well as a quick World Cup predictions. And I'll do a full separate video on that next week. And thank you for tuning in to Lolo Worldwide, and I will see you next week.